old.
Your dad?
He's about the same as me. Yeah, so I'm just showing everyone the wet on wet primer. There we are. Rightio YouTube, so we've got some chrome parts here that we got to paint. It's it's like the new thing, I guess, and a set of rims. Everyone wants to do it on their Mercedes, like black out everything. I've been having to black out badges and all that lately too. So I just thought I'd show you guys how to do it properly. Well, as properly as you can, I guess, because there's no real guarantee that this is even going to stick. It'll stick to here because they're painted already and they've got obviously the factory primers on them. But yeah, you can't really guarantee that anything's going to stick to chrome, like these chrome moldings. You can barely scuff them up, but you can see that, well, Alan actually did the prep work for me there, thanks Al, on these parts here. But you can barely even break into it, but yeah, etch it up as best you can. I think he ended up saying that 500 was just like nothing, like polishing it basically. So he went down to 400 by hand, those little softback sanding sponges you've probably seen me use in other videos. But yeah, I've done them before and even like tried ripping into it with 80 grit and it still barely does anything, but you can probably just say it looks finely scuffed, which is, hey, it's better than nothing, isn't it? Just something to hopefully etch into. And the primer that I'm using is a wet on wet primer. I actually just recorded a little bit of a footage to put in the start of this video to show you the kind of primer I'm using. Now, this is Standox wet on wet non-stop primer, I'm pretty sure they call it, non-stop. You got two different colors, so you got your black or very dark gray and the light gray. And for this one here, all these parts are going black, so I used very dark grey. And yeah, supposedly that non-stop starts as an epoxy base, so they say that it's right to go straight over bare steel. And look, probably the best way to do it, if you can get your hands on some epoxy primer, that'll be the best way to, yeah, well, as I say, you can't guarantee adhesion, but the best way to ensure, or, you know, get adhesion with the epoxy, because that stuff basically just dries really hard, like the 2-pack epoxy primer. But as I say, this wet on wet primer that we use here, it supposedly starts as an epoxy base, so yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. I think it's 4:1 is the ratio, 4 or 5:1 even. The reason I actually don't know offhand, because I always mix it up on the computer, and I think it's like 30%, but just always read your labels, because, you know, the materials that I'm using quite possibly going to be a little bit different to the ones that you use. And when you go to a paint supply shop, they should, every time they give a new product out, they should actually, well, here in Australia anyway, I think it's law that they must give a technical data sheet which will tell you all your thinning ratios and your mixing ratios and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, as I say, always read them. If you're unsure, if you already know and you're familiar with the products and that, yeah, it's fine, you don't need to read them every time obviously, but yeah, like you'd be surprised the amount of times, like I've seen people start working here and like you'll tell them something, you'll be like, oh, that's meant to be mixed up 3:1, because the VOC that we use here, like the direct gloss, is a 3:1 product, and then you'll look at them like a couple of months later and they've been mixing it up at 2:1, because most direct glosses are 2:1, I've found anyway, like, but not all of them obviously. This one's 3:1. So yeah, this painter that I'm working with now, actually the old dude, is he was mixing his VOCs, direct glosses, up at 2:1 for months. It's not really something that you want to go and do. Like, obviously they're not just guidelines, that's how it's meant to be done, you know, like the paint could possibly break down over time, eat quicker or whatever, if you don't mix them up correctly. So these are a pretty simple wheel to paint obviously too, just relatively small spokes in them. These spots here are getting a little bit tight, and I think I will actually, when it comes to clear, I think I'll just get the minigun out. I think I'll have probably Yeah, you know what, I think I'll just use the minigun. I was going to say I'd have the big gun as well, but there's no real large surfaces. I think I'll just use the minigun on everything. Yeah, I mix most of my products on the computer these days, like my clear coats, as I said, the wet on wet primers, mix them on the computer. Obviously mix my colors on the computer. Yeah, I'm using the quartz liquid glass again on this job, loving that stuff. Superior gloss to most clears I've used of late anyway. Everything's about money these days, so people want to save a few bucks on their clear coat and get the cheaper ones, because a lot of the time, like the top line paint brands, they're charging in excess of like $750 for their good clears. And yeah, this quartz liquid glass, it's absolutely affordable. And look, I don't know, I don't want to go and say what price it is, but you should be able to get it for under 300 Australian. Maybe not in Australia yet, because I got sent it from Spray Guns Direct in the UK as trial product, just to see what I think of it and do a review on it and stuff. So getting it to Australia is the expensive part, and because it's dangerous goods, so you can't just, you know, whack it on a normal aeroplane. They have to pay for the specific airplane. So hopefully sooner or later there'll be a distributor here in Australia and America and all that. I know they are looking into it, but yeah, basically because company like Quartz, they don't have the paint lines. They don't, like, it's mainly just ancillary products, so clears, primers, binders, all those kind of things. They don't have to pay reps and all that kind of stuff to go around to the workshop, so they're able to keep the prices down, which is great. So, like, as I say, I'm not hating on the big paint companies for, you know, charging a premium price for their premium products. They obviously need to do it to make a profit. You know, this is a capitalist world, I can't hate on it. It's just how it is. But, you know, if there's a company out there that's going to bring out a product that's just as good for half the price, well, I'm going to help promote it, absolutely. Alright, I'm going to get a couple of photos, the 4 photos for you, Gunners, and start getting some of this wet on wet down. But yeah, I believe that in USA they've got like a bit more competition, which is, well, obviously better for the consumer. But here in Australia, what I've noticed has happened anyway, I could be wrong, but I don't know, in my lifetime what I've seen is the big paint companies buying out some of the Australian smaller companies that were actually good, like things like Protec, you know, they used to be affordable and reasonable quality products, but then PPG goes and buys them out, and there's probably been a few other ones, and I don't know, just pushing up the price of a half decent product to the consumer. So yeah, I'm all about good quality stuff, but obviously you've got to draw a line with the prices. But yeah, as I say, like, I believe that in the US it's a bit more competitive, and there's, you know, more companies out there offering some quality stuff at better prices. Like SPI, I've never used it, but I don't know, I'd definitely like to use some of those too. I reckon I'd probably like it. So hopefully we get these clean. I don't want to polish any of that. That's not going to be fun. Alright, let's just start getting some of this down. So obviously, sanded these down, prep sold, which is wax and grease remover. Obviously want to make sure we get them all covered, all the edges, and this is all we need. Just one coat, one wet coat, just so you've got your coverage. As I was saying before, it's really like a
very dark grey, it's not fully black. It used to be. Yeah, they used to have a full black, but they changed it. That was actually when they changed it to having a epoxy base. So it is better quality now, but it's just a little bit annoying that they don't have the full black. But hey, it is what it is, not a big deal. It's still only going to take up a 1.5 coat to cover over this with my black anyway. So the colour on the car is coded 191. I don't remember the colour name, but I'm going to go mix it up soon. Something else to talk about. Had someone like asking about, and I will probably do like a better video on this because I'm probably just rambling at the moment. I had a coffee in the morning. I've been drinking coffees in the morning, and it seems to like kick in for me at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I feel like I've taken in some illegal activity. Crack yourself up, Johnny. But yeah, like that's what I was going to have a quick chat about, is like the advantages through crack and wax. So you guys know what the crack and wax is when I'm doing my clear coat. Just bang bang 2 coats. Advantages is it's quicker, and you'll actually get a superior film build to 2 full coats of MS clears. But you shouldn't really do it with an MS clear. I mean, in the really hot months, I do it with MS clears because you kind of can, and it works because it's flashing off so quick. So I guess technically, because it's flashed off so quick, it's not really a crack and wax. So I'll like take down the side of the car, start at one point, and then go down the side, and then go back to the start point again. So it's not like full crack and wax. Yeah, it's all about film builds and stuff like that. I don't know. Probably buzzing a little bit too off my brain to talk about it so much and make sense at the same time. But yeah, thanks for all the feedback there, Gunners. Everybody said that they, well, not everybody, but anyone that actually replied to what I had to say said that they can still hear me fine through this respirator. There is no way I'm going to be able to fit a microphone in here. I can get one onto the camera, but I'm just never going to be able to fit it inside the GoPro, inside my respirator. It's just not going to happen. And even if I could, you're going to be hearing even more air rushing past the microphone because it's going to be directly where the air comes into my mouth. So yeah, sorry, that's just not going to happen. And yeah, I hope everyone can hear me fine, but as I said, the general feedback is that you can hear me even with the respirator on when I'm talking. So I mixed up 350 of the wet on wet. Honestly, probably only needed 250. I'm not really using a great deal. I can feel there's still a bit in there. Feels like over 100 mils still. Go mix the colour up and let that flash right off. I'll be back in about 10, Gunners. Rightio, back to it. So the name of the colour is Cosmos Quartz, which I guess would be German for Cosmos Black. And the colour was totally wrong. Just mixed it up on standoffs and it was way out. And I've got to go do something tonight. I'm busy, so I'm actually not going to finish this job off until the morning. because I've got the wet on wet down, I need to get the base coat down. It's got a bit of a window. I guess it's like probably around an hour. And if you leave it for more than an hour, you would need to sand that wet on wet primer to get your adhesion. So, if I've got to coat a base coat down, it'll be okay. So I think you've got 48. Yeah, so 24 or 48 hours with your solvent base coat, and you're still right to just put another coat straight down over the top. So this is the unmatched colour, and well, I started matching it. It's going to need a bit more matching. I mixed it up, just one of the variants which I thought was going to be good, hoping it was just going to be straight mixed off the machine, and it was really blue. You would only ever see it in the direct sunlight, but still has to be right. I can't go and leave it this far out. Well, it's getting a bit light there. Gonna run out any time. Yep, there we go. Gonna have to go and top up. God damn it. Didn't want to have to do that. Nearly made it. Trying to get some clear down on all these parts, so I actually did end up leaving it overnight, something I would usually not do, but the colour was really bad. I had to come in this morning and find a better variant, which I did. I found in standoffs anyway, which is the colour code is 191, and the name of the colour is like Cosmos Black. So the one I found was greener and lighter Japanese variant. And I did a spray out, cleared the spray out, and put it into my little library. So next time I get this colour come in, I'll be able to run straight up to my colour card, check the colour card, and mix and spray. I would say most likely it'll be a case of mix and spray. Anyway. So I've got the quartz Flickr glass in the gun, and it's a little bit chilly this morning, so I mixed it up and then put it in the microwave to warm it up a little bit. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but it worked, and it worked really well. Probably going to have a little bit too much, but I don't know, for me it's a little bit tricky to gauge exactly how much you're going to need on some of these smaller parts and stuff. So I mixed up 550 mils. After putting a coat on those wheels, I'm thinking, yeah, I might even have 100 mils left over. It's not the biggest deal, because there's a guy in the next booth, he's got an older Mercedes in there, and he can use it up on that job. He's masking now, so won't be too far off getting some clear down. So I mixed up the quartz Flickr glass, and they're just a standard 2-to-1 ratio. then put it in the microwave for just 10 seconds, and that got me up to 23 degrees. I've got my little thermometer there, little digital thermometer that tells me how hot things are. So 23 degrees is the clear temperature, and I've put 1% reducer in it, so it's still quite thick. But heating it up improves the flash off time, it helps it dry, and you keep the body without putting thinners in it, but thin it down. That makes sense. Just a good trick. Lots of people know, a good trick for in the colder months. I just come straight back and put the second coat on these smaller parts first, and then come back to those wheels just to give it a few minutes to flash off. But just the body that you get out of this clear is amazing. The depth of the gloss. I find my jobs come up a lot cleaner with the thicker clears. Honestly, this clear reminds me of the guys are at 255 clear, which was their HS clear. Like a really nice thick clear. Gives you a mad finish off the gun. That's it for them little ones. Looking clean, looking good. As I'm continuing on with the job, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I didn't overmix. And so it can be hard to gauge on parts like this. Like with when I'm painting panels, I've done them that many times that I can get my mixtures so efficient on my clear coat. Gotta love these little mini guns too. ANIR 150, stand by that review. Best minigun. Well, technically it's probably not the best, and no, it's technically not the best minigun on the market, but bang for your buck, yeah, definitely. It sprays really well. The only real thing that let these down was the top, but as you see now I'm on the PPS. Well, I had a box with PPS there at least. PPS 1 spray guns direct were actually nice enough to send these out for me, because I was wanting to do a review on the 3M active spray system, but the guys from 3M forgot to send out PPS. I told them, I said, oh, if you want me to review it, like, you need to send out some PPS, because I don't have any. They sent the gun out but forgot the PPS. So these are tricky little rims to paint. Not the worst I've ever had to do, but some of these boats are a little tight there. That's what I found the best way to do, just do one edge, work your way around. Good idea to start at the valve as well, so you know where to stop. So now the spokes are done, you just go over the face. Pretty simple really. There's 2 bits of dust in it. Nothing too bad. Nice and glassy and glossy. Happy days. We'll just give them a D-nib later. And now it's actually looking like, well, where's our valve? There it is. Now it's looking like I'm not even going to have enough clear. Yeah, I was at the start saying I thought I'd mixed up too much, But now it's looking like I'll have to go and mix a little bit more up. It's always a little bit annoying, I'd rather not have to. But we may just make it, we'll see how we go. So yeah, usually I've found actually 100 mils per wheel, usually about enough. I've got to find that valve again, I always do that. Forget to start at the valve. And then you're like, oh, which one was it that I started at? Geez, I think I might just make it here. I've only got one wheel left. Ooh, yeah, no, we should get there. There's that one, nice and clean. Happy days? Yeah, we should get there. Looking good. So I think I'll just go clean this gun out and then come back and hit bait. I think this job's down the coast today, so I might give it a bit of an extra bait. That one's really nice and clean. That one's really nice and clean. There's one here. That one's really nice and clean. There's one or two there. Nice and clean, one or two there. So yeah, that's awesome. Nice depth of gloss in that clear coat. Gotta love that. Just had enough. How's that, Gunny?
Absolutely nailed it again. I'm really happy with that. How's that clear though? Killer. Yeah, it seems to be the latest craze. Everyone wants to paint all their Mercedes black. And who better to do it than the Gunman? Radio Gunners, I'll see you in the next one. The boss is just standing out there watching me pissing around with the camera, so alright, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.